Hey, welcome back to Cover That Roof. I'm Rob with True American Roofing Company, and I'll be your host. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a wood shake repair in Rancho, Palos Verdes. Now, we've been doing some work on this house for the last couple of years. Every couple of years we come out here and do a little bit of work to do a little tune-up on the wood shake roof because they've had a raccoon problem here in the past. The raccoons love this area, and they try to rip up the wood shake roof to get into the attic because it's really warm and cozy inside, and they want to make a nice place to sleep. Well, we're going to try to patch up all the little holes that they've started to dig and patch them up so they're not able to get into the attic. And we don't want them in there, and the homeowner doesn't want them in there, but yet we don't want to hurt them as well or do anything that's going to cause them any harm. So we're going to try to plug up all the little holes so they're not able to get in. So let's see how we do it. Okay, so let's get a closer look at what's going on. So as you can see right here, you can see where the raccoon has tried to etch and claw out the wood shake. And now we see other areas where you have a thing called a burnout, where the shake is just starting to thin through from the sun and weathering. And we have another spot right here where it looks like the raccoon was trying to dig in and try to find a way to burrow into the attic. Well, we're going to get this all patched up so they're not able to do that. This was the bigger hole right here. Okay, here we have a ridge line. So we're going to have to replace this piece of ridge right here. And we have a few other spots that are going to have to be replaced as well. So here's a good example of what we call a burnout. Just want to get that filled in, get that all covered up. Here's a better example. Okay, so we want to get all those areas filled in. Overall, the roof looks pretty great. You can see we replaced this ridge line a couple years back. Things looking pretty nice. Where raccoons started to dig that up. Okay, so first thing we're going to need some of these wood shingles. These work perfect to slip in between the wood shakes. So let's see how we do it. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need a wood shingle. Now these wood shingles slide perfectly in between the wood shake. If we try to slide a big wood shake in there, it's just going to kick it up and it's going to break the shake, and it's not going to fit very well unless you completely replace the shingle. Now, we don't want to tear out all these shingles because then we're going to be poking holes through the paper, and that's not going to make it waterproof. Not at all. So unless it was already ripped up, and then we don't have a choice. But in this choice, we're still able to do a basic repair by slipping these wood shingles in between. So let's see how we do it. So first thing you're going to need a hammer like this, just a regular framing hammer that you can get at Home Depot. They're around $25 or $30. depending on where you buy it. And then we need a bundle of wood shingle. Now these wood shingles untreated, they're probably going to cost you around $80 a bundle, which isn't bad. And there's about 5 bundles to a square or to 100 square feet. That's how the roofers figure out their square footage. So to make 1 square, we would need 5 bundles of these material. But I think to do the complete patch on the whole roof, we're going to need probably about 1 bundle, which we're probably going to be doing about 60 or 70 individual wood shingle repairs or wood shake repairs. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to start patching these holes. So as you can see, this is our first hole, and it's a pretty big hole. It's about 6 inches, 7 inches in length. So we want to take a wood shingle and we want to get it and slide it underneath. So we want to get it that worked out pretty nice. And the great thing about this is that the wood shingle has a rough texture on it like the wood shake, so that actually when you push it in, it actually grips it really tightly to make sure it's secure. So then we don't even have to use a nail. Now on the ridge line, we're gonna have to put some nails in that ridge line to hold that in because we're gonna have to take that apart. But on this, we don't need to do that. So let's continue doing our wood shake repair by using these wood shingles. So once again, we want to get this right here. Now that worked really nice. So let's get a different angle and see what we need to do and kind of walk around the perimeter and get everything patched up. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so now we just want to walk around the perimeter with these wood shingles in hand and start filling in those areas where we have the burnout from the wood shingle, from the wood shake, that is. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so we just want to continue going around the roof filling in. So we're going to catch up to you in a bit when we get more of it done, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like with the wood shingle filled in at the repair spot. We'll see you in a bit. Hey, welcome back to That Roof. We're in Rancho, Palos Verdes, and we're continuing doing our wood shake repair. Now we're looking for the burnout section so we can slide our little wood shingle in between the slots where the shingles connect together. So as you can see, the shingles are laid like this, and in between the little groove, or in between this little slot right here where the shingles line up on the roof, they start to burn out in between. The sun hits it from all the weathering in the sun. It starts to break down the wood shake because it is an organic piece of material, so it is going to be biodegradable and it's going to break down eventually over time. So we just want to go through and kind of doctor everything up, patch everything up. So let's see how we're doing. We're going to walk through this roof in this area right here and kind of fill in the blanks. So let's see how we do it. So as you can see, I'm taking the wood shake. If it's too big, just get a little hit. Takes the shake and it breaks it. Takes the shingle, and breaks it. Then we have the right size. If they're too big, you don't want to stick them in there. It's just going to kind of glob up everything and push the shake up and cause more of a problem. So you just want like the exact piece that you need to fit in each piece. So let's just keep going and get this filled in. So basically what you want to do, you just want to kind of walk across the roof, take a couple lines at a time, and just go zigzag back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So you get all the little burnout spots filled in with the wood shingle. So that's what we're going to continue to do right now. Okay, I think that looks pretty tight. I think we did a fantastic job over here. So now we're going to continue doing every section the same way that we just walked this roof over here in this section right here to do the repair, that install the wood shingle in between the wood shake. So we're gonna catch up to you in a bit when we get more of it done. Then we'll come back and show you what we did with some close-up shots. Welcome back to Cover That Roof. Okay, so we're on the tail end of this wood shake repair, and there's about 10 feet of a ridge line that we need to replace. It was just too beat up. We were going to try to spot the pieces in and fill them in, but as we were trying to fill them in and try to delicately remove the old damaged shingle, it was just too tough, and it was tearing out the other shingles that were good on top. So we just decided it's just better to remove the rest of the row. We have the extra material, we might as well do it right the first time so we don't have to come back and deal with this. And then by doing that, we're gonna be able to put a strip of paper down underneath the wood shingle on the ridge line to make it just that much more better and more waterproof. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it right. It's gonna work out perfect, and we're gonna be excited about the progress. Now, remember that when you're doing your wood shake repair or doing any type of repair work or any type of work, you always want to keep your work area clean. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to start getting this all picked up before we start putting in the ridge line, because I don't want to step on the old material and gouge the existing roof from, you know, just the old trash that's on the roof. So you always got to remember, you want to keep everything clean, keep your work area clean. It'll be safer. You won't trip or slip on the trash or the debris. So remember, clean it up. You always want to have a trash bag handy to get everything picked up. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to pick this up real quick, then we're going to get ready to start installing the ridge line of the wood shake. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. We got that all picked up. So now we're getting ready to install the ridge line. Now the first thing that we want to do is we want to get the rest of the work area kind of picked up and kind of doctored up. Then we want to start installing the paper going up the side, because then we know that we got a good waterproof barrier on that hip line. We're installing the ridge. You need a hammer, you need a framing hammer, and you need these 7D galvanized hot dip nails to get it all pinned in. Hey, welcome back to Cover That Roof. Okay, so that's a wrap. We just finished this wood shake repair in Rancho, Palos Verdes. Got this thing all buttoned up. We installed our wood shingles in the burnout areas, and we had to replace about a 10-foot line of hip and ridge line with a Class C medium cedar shake, and it worked out perfect. Now that was pretty easy. You just got to remember that when you're doing your work, you don't want to skip any corners. You want to do everything right. Take your time and make sure you don't skip anything. So on this job, it worked out pretty good using our wood shingles and our hip and ridge pieces. So everything should be all buttoned up and watertight, and the homeowner should sleep well tonight knowing that the general maintenance service was done correctly and done before the rains came. So if you like what you saw, hit like and subscribe, and look for us in our next upcoming episode to Cover That Roof. Until next time, we'll see you in a bit.